Sonali Bendre, you're an actress, a mother and a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
Could you please tell us a little bit about your journey being an actor and a mother?
Well, acting was a job, it was a profession. I never expected to be an actor, but I came to love the job that I did, and I fell in love with that profession. I think that acting is what has made me, whatever I am today, it came from there, and I found my family there also. I met my husband there, dated him. I mean, at that point of time he was my boyfriend, and then we got married, and so I have a family from the same profession. So this profession has not just given me the material and the money aspect of it, but I did find a family here also. So there's a lot of connection and there's a lot of bonding, I would say, where acting is concerned. As a mother, well, what can I say? One of the, a cliche, but one of the most wonderful feelings. I think it's an ongoing process, and all I can say as a mother is that I hope I get it right. Fingers are crossed, prayers are hard. That's about it. What else can you say?
That's amazing. So, Sonali, what led you to being an author?
My parenting, what I went through, and when I was looking at the things that I was going through to understand how to bring my child up, and I realized that it was such a unique journey that I had to document it. And so when I wrote the book, I've always said that I used to have this little book in which I would write down all the things that were my insights into it, and my friends were like, listen, you need to write a book on this. And so if the book I wrote was also, it was not about this is the way, it was more about my journey. I just wrote about my journey because I think everybody has their own unique journey where parenting is concerned. I mean, if you have two children, both are different. So there's no formula to it. But certain things over the ages don't change, and certain things keep changing and are personal. So I've tried to incorporate what is it over the ages that never changes and can still be applicable in the modern world, and how did I go about understanding it is what the whole journey was all about.
Wow. I mean, I read somewhere that you're a very private person, and writing this book meant sharing a lot of your personal experiences.
Yes, was not comfortable with that at all.
But it was fantastic. I've read the book and I think it's just amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
So last year you were diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, and ever since you've been diagnosed, a lot of your public social media posts, etc., have inspired millions of people around the world. And you're a source of inspiration to millions of people.
I didn't expect to be, but frankly for me, when I put the post out, it was just letting people know what was happening, because I was doing a show at that point of time, and there was going to be a huge change, and I think the viewers needed to know why that change was happening. I didn't want any gossip around it. Also, my son was 12 at that point of time, and kids are on the internet, they know much more than we do, and I didn't want him hearing some weird story where there were monsters created out of it. I needed my narrative to be mine, and that's the reason why I put the post out. But the response we got was so overwhelming, and what I realized with that response was that I was not alone, that there were so many families, and there was literally in every strata of society there was somebody who was going through this. And then I realized, I said, but if so many people are going through it, why have you not heard of this more? And I realized that people don't share and they don't talk, and I don't know what is the taboo about this illness, but people don't talk about it. So when there was this outpouring and they started sharing their stories with me, my second post was just to say thank you, because it really made me feel I was not so unique and alone, that there were people who had survived and who were living well, and it gave me a lot of hope, and that is what it was. And then by then it was like a dialogue that had started with the people who were following, because there was so much of so many inspiring stories. There were so many helpful things, tips that were coming, that the dialogue just continued after that then.
Wow. So I think something that a lot of people want to know about Sonali is, where do you find the courage?
Well, I don't think it's courage. I just think I'm trying to cope with what is happening, and this is the best way to cope with it for me, and that's all I'm doing. Like you said, if it is inspiring people, I'm so glad it does, but that was not the intent. I'm just being selfish. I'm only trying to cope with it myself.
Wow. And what advice would you give young women today who want to be like you? You're a role model now.
Well, my mother always said, never, unless you're independently earning, do not get married. And I think in our country today, I think that is one thing that I have always said. I found that sentence to be very, very, what do you call it, gave me a lot of strength. Because unless you are economically independent, you can never really stand up for yourself. And the first thing you need to do is be economically independent. Then it's up to you if you want to give it up tomorrow, later on, that's different. That's a choice you make, but you have to start out with being economically independent. There's always a certain kind of inequality in your relationship then.
Wow. And Sonali, what is next for Sonali Bendre?
I have no idea, but I'm open to it. I'm stepping out into the universe with my mind open. I don't know what's going to come, but let me say this, that with whatever is coming, I'm going to accept it with open arms and a smile on my face and be thankful that I'm alive.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Sonali Bendre.
Thank you.
Sonali Bendre, on behalf of the Karan Gupta Education Foundation and IE Business School, I'm proud to present to you the I Am Woman, Woman of Substance Award.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Sonali, would you want to share something about how does it feel to win an award from I Am Woman?
You know, I always love awards as well as the rewards, but awards are always special. And I think this is a foundation that's doing a lot of good work. So it means especially more because there's so much of good work that's going into it. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. Really a
Thank you
pleasure
so
to
much.
meet you.